Hello guys, this is CodeNCode, and in this lecture we are going to solve this problem jump game second taken from Leetcode top 100 like questions. The problem is from medium level difficulty and we will be solving the problem using dynamic programming approach. So let's see what the problem statement says. So basically you are given an array of size n and you have to find, you always start with at index 0 and you have to reach n minus 1th index and you have to report the minimum number of steps or minimum number of jumps required to reach n minus 1th index. Okay, so what are these values? These represent the maximum number of jumps you can take if you are standing at this index. So suppose you are at index 1 or 0, so from here you can take a jump of length 1 or 2. Maximum you can take a jump of length 2. So from here, suppose I reached here, from here I can at max go here, from here I reach here. So in total 3 steps, right? But the minimum, or basically the answer of this, is 2, because from here you can reach here and from here you can directly take a jump to n minus 1th index, and hence the answer of this input is actually 2. So hopefully you got the idea what the problem statement says. I'll be providing the link of this problem in the description of the video, so go through this problem statement, and here's the example that I'm using. The answer is 2. Okay, so now what are the prerequisites? Nothing much. You should be comfortable with any programming language, and the second thing is basic knowledge of DP, which is not even required. Okay, it is only optional. If you have that knowledge, that's good. Otherwise you are good as well. You don't need that. So yeah, these are the prerequisites. Now solution. Okay, so we will be building the solution bit by bit, and I would like you to build the solution, and that's why throughout this tutorial I'll be giving you hints. So the first hint is try to find out minimum number of steps to reach every single cell. See, our only goal is to find out minimum number of steps to reach the n minus 1 cell, right? But what I'm telling you is to do, try to formulate a solution such that you are able to find out, or try to find out minimum number of steps to reach every single cell, because that will help you build the overall solution. You'll find this kind of pattern in many DP problems. Okay, you will find this pattern in many solution for DP problems. So just go ahead and try this. Try to find out the minimum number of steps to reach every single cell. Are you a student or working professional who is looking for a great career in software development? Then you have to think about aspects like what's trending in the industry and what kind of questions are being asked in interviews. And what's the thought process behind great architecture of applications like Google, Amazon, Zomato, and how to improve your CodeChef ranking. Show hosts on an academy are working with some of the top companies like Google, Amazon, to name a few. They are 7-star coders on CodeChef and industry expert with years of experience. And they'll walk you through their own industry experience and interact with a lot of guests like HR and industry leaders of top companies, where they will ask questions raised by you. The shows will be covering a lot of content that will benefit your career. Like in live episode, you will get an opportunity to ask tech HR about top 20 interview questions and industry leaders directly about their recruitment process in startups and MNCs, and what's the eligibility and how to apply and how they build such great products. Even get your resume and your college or personal project improved by getting them reviewed by expert SDEs. And not only this, you can participate in mock interviews and learn courses on programming language, cloud computing, blockchain and crypto, tech aspects of digital marketing and data analytics. In this show, on weekly basis, Khushbu will take 7 to 8 headlines with deep-dive description of these news headlines, along with discussion of tech startups and their journey to date. News like Instagram added protection for children and WhatsApp bringing back disappearing photos and etc. The idea will be to have fun and informative take on tech news, blunders and bloopers. And differentiator? Well, get updated through tech news of the week in just 1 hour. And not everybody needs to pay a lot. You can get your daily dose of learning and many such shows at $999 for an entire year, and you can use my code and get the same for $899 only. So now let's get back to our lecture. So the question was how many minimum number of steps is required for us to reach every single cell, right? For this, how many minimum number of steps for this and so on, right? So DP is the array of the same size as the input array. DP of I will tell you the minimum number of steps required to reach ith index. Okay, now we have initialized DP array with infinity, assuming that we cannot reach that index yet. So now how many minimum number of steps is required to reach the 0th index? Well, the answer is 0, because we are directly starting from 0th index. We don't have to do any steps. We don't have to make any move to reach index 0. We are directly starting from that point. So the number of steps required are 0. Now since we know answer of this cell, let's utilize answer of this cell to find out answer of the other cells. Okay, how we can do that? See, what we are going to do is we will be trying to use the solution of the ith index to minimize all of the reachable indices. Now, what are reachable indices? Suppose you are at index I, okay, and the value is 2 at that index. That means, I mean, in the input. Okay, so this represents your reach. From here you can make 2 jumps. That means from index I plus 2 is your reach. So you will try to minimize those cells. Okay, how? See, we will start from index 0 and its reach is 2. So I can try to minimize this and try to minimize this. So what I'm going to do is that, hey, I can reach myself in 0 steps, and if I take one more step, I can reach you. So I can reach you in 0 plus 1 number of steps. Is 1 smaller than the your current value? The answer is yes. 1 is smaller than infinity, so we can update it to 1. Basically, initially we were taking infinity number of steps to reach index 1. Now we are using only 1 number of steps. How? We can reach here in 0 number of steps, take 1 more step and you are here, and the same goes to this. Okay, now we are done. Now we are done with index 0. I will increment, and now we are here at index 1. Now again we will try to minimize all the reachable node from index 1. Okay, now reachability of this node is 3, so we can minimize this, this and this if that's possible. So this says, okay, I can reach here in 1 number of steps. If I make 1 more move, I can reach you, you and you. So if you make 1 more move, that will be 2 total number of steps, right? Because 1 to reach here and then 1 extra step to reach either here or here or here. So 2 is 2 smaller than 1? The answer is no. So this will say, okay, I'll keep this. And is 2 smaller than infinity? So yes, we can minimize this, and the same goes for this. We can minimize this as well. So you are getting the idea what we are doing. We are running a loop from 0 to n-1, and using the ith index, using its reachability, we are trying to minimize other cells which are reachable to us. Now this will try to do the exact same thing, and this will try to do the exact same thing, and the process will continue. And then at the end we will have dp of n-1, which tells you what is the minimum number of steps to reach n-1th index, right? And that is your answer. So if I show you the code here, see, infinity I have defined to be 10 raised to the power 8, which can never be your answer. Okay, so first of all, n is the size of the input array, and dp of the same is of the same size, right? Now we are initializing all of the elements with infinity, and dp of 0 is equals to 0. We all know that, right? After that, running a loop from 0 to n-1. Each time this is my reachability. AR of I is my reachability, right? So from 1 to less than equals to my reachability, I plus j will be the cell which I can try to minimize. Okay, and we should do this if and only if, of course, this is the next index. This is the index of the cell that we are going to minimize, and of course this should be less than n. Okay, now dp of I plus j will be minimum of dp of I plus j and the new number of steps. Okay, so basically if I take you 2 steps back from this, we can minimize this, this and this, but this node is already minimum, right? Because from here if you take a step, that will be total number of steps will be 2. If you come here, that will be 1 step. If you come from here to here, that will be 2 number of steps, and that is not smaller than already 1. So dp of I plus j is equals to minimum of whatever is already there, comma, the new number of steps, and the new number of step is dp of I plus 1. Okay, so dp of I plus 1, and this way we can try to minimize all of the cells. And finally, when you run through all of this for loop and all of these operations, dp of n-1 contains your solution, because dp of n-1 tells you minimum number of steps required to reach n-1th index, and that is your solution, and that's why I'm returning that. And this is an easy solution. Okay, so I'll be providing this in the description of the video, so you can use it as a reference. And still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. So yeah, this was all for this lecture. Thank you guys for watching, and till the next video drops, keep coding. Thank you.